Okay, here we are with electrical. We got a stranded aluminum wire coming in. That's a good thing. And then our ground wire right here, we see that's copper. That's a good thing. All right, it's 200 amps. This is a good thing, square D. This is our meter right here on the outside. It's supposed to be on the outside. L1 and L2 are properly protected. But where I've got a problem, I don't. I guess. This is supposed to be wrapped 4 times with white tape. Not 4 times in a row, but 4 times long. If you don't know that's the main neutral, you don't belong in this box. I get that. But it's supposed to be wrapped. It's not wrapped. Okay. So now we're coming on along. And both of our boxes. See this box? See how it's sealed? Okay, this box right here. See how it's sealed right here? See this box right here? See how it's not sealed? Okay, so this should be sealed to help prevent moisture infiltration into the wall system. That one was sealed, that one was sealed. The right side of your electric meter was not sealed. Okay, we got electric power coming into the ground. It's sleeved, that's a good thing. But as good as that was, do you think water can go run off down in there into your electrical system? That's your electrical system. I'm looking at your electrical system right there. Think water can get in there? I do. So this all needs to be readjusted. And since it's got this kind of pressure, and since this is happening, this needs to be strapped to the wall to keep it from popping out again. So this needs to be redone. And actually there should be a nut that's holding this in place. This shouldn't just fit up here like this. So this is incomplete. This installation is incomplete. And it's susceptible to moisture infiltration. Yada, 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 yada. There's our main disconnect. That's how all that works. So let's go on in. Now, our bonding location is in a UFER that is unmarked. This should be marked UFER. Alright, the bonding location is supposed to be marked on it if it's not obvious. It's because that's in a junction box in the wall. And also the bonding location should be located inside the cabinet. Inside the cabinet. Bonding location should be located there. And then speaking of our cabinet, let's work in, shall we? Okay, this is our main load center. And this is handwriting. It's pretty handwriting, but it's supposed to be printing. See where it says Eaton? See where it says load center style? Okay, that's printing. See where it says UL Laboratories listed? That's printing. Okay, because it's UL Laboratories listed, it supersedes code. The manufacturer says that this should be printed. See how it says 17, 15, 13? All this should have been printed, not handwritten. Is it going to keep the breaker from working? No, it's not going to keep the breaker from working. Do I have them handwritten at my house? You bet I got them handwritten at my house. My house isn't for sale. You shouldn't have to live like me. It's very common. But the manufacturer and the National Electrical Code and the International Residential Code all say it should have been printed. I didn't wake up this morning and say, like, you know what? I'm tired of looking at that printing, handwriting stuff. I think I'm going to make a new rule for the world. And I want to say, it didn't happen like that. No, the manufacturer said that. And number 32, we don't even know what that is. That's potluck. That is potluck. Now, since speaking of potluck and we don't know what it is, I'm going to break just for a moment. Inside this room right here, about 2 doors down, is a half bath. And that half bath has a GFCI. And that GFCI controls that bathroom and the primary bedroom bathroom. It controls both of those bathrooms. But it also controls the receptacle by the condensing unit. And you shouldn't have an inside GFCI that's on the same circuit as an exterior receptacle. You know, you have the exteriors and you have the interiors. You don't mix and match. Alright? So anyway, we got a breaker here that's not labeled. Keep going, bud. Okay, it doesn't say UFER here. Okay, we don't have our grounding location in here. You know what I'm not seeing on this panel? I'm not seeing an energy notice. Has this house had an energy rating yet? Because I can't find an energy rating. I don't think the house has been energy rated. Now in the main cabinet, you saw that L1 and L2 had a protective cover on there. It's only on the first point. The second point in the main panel, they don't have the protective cover. These don't have the protective cover. Sometime in the future, they will. But not today. Okay, so coming on in, what else have we got? Oh, we learned a little more about our electrical here. We've got aluminum strand coming in, and we got copper, but we've also got copper clad aluminum. And at one time, aluminum and copper clad aluminum circuits, you know, was a scary thing. But science So what we've done is we've come up with a way, and it's becoming more and more familiar and more common, and it's considered, as safe as any electric wire. I'm not going to say electricity is necessarily safe. We try to make it as safe as we can, but you do have some copper-clad aluminum. Now we've got some wires that are touching the cabinet cover here, and also, if you'll notice, this cabinet was installed with drywall screws. Well, drywall screws are fast, I get it. Okay, drywall screws are fast and quick. Zip, zip, you just stick it in there. Let's go to the beer store, Philip. Oh my God, Doug, you're the fastest guy in the shop. No, I'm getting a raise next week. You gotta make time for the workers to get to the beer store before they go clock out. No, if this house was to experience a tornado or a hurricane or an earthquake or some catastrophe like that, well, and the garage gets blown up, you've already got a bad day. I get that. But you got these little drywall screws holding this thing in here, they're going to pop like pimples. And then this thing's going to pop out on the floor. First responders are going to be stepping over the sparky box so they can come in and try to do you some good. If it was a better bolt, if it was a lag bolt or a nail or a glavas, then it would have a better chance of staying as a part of a piece of the structure. It has to have a better chance instead of just like, flying out. And so we got some drywall screws. And also what we've got here, you see how nice these breakers look? You see this paint? See how far this paint goes? Well, what do you think's behind these breakers? Obviously the breakers weren't installed when they threw all this paint in here and all this debris and stuff. Obviously they're, all right? So the breakers weren't there and they just went to town. But now you're installing your breakers on paint splattered connections. Is that what happened? I don't know. I'm not going to take the breaker out and look at it. But I think, if I was going to buy this house, I'd say, you know what? Could you just pull a couple breakers over here where this paint is and then let me get a picture of it? Get a picture of that and make sure that I don't have painted up connections. That'd be real nice. That'd be a good favor. Just a picture showing me that the connections aren't painted. I'm not asking for a lot. So what did we learn? We learned that our bonding location is not labeled. We learned that we got paint in our side of our cabinet. We learned that our cabinet was screwed in. We learned that our cabinet was hand labeled and some of the labels are missing. Some of our wires are touching the cabinet cover. And we also learned that our conduit is just grinning at us. Okay, we learned that too.